Alright, then we'll try that. Alright, everybody, welcome to XPLosion, the MMO show here on LagSpike.tv. The explosion worked fine. It was the LagSpike one that didn't want to work right.
Well, we'll have to fix that.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome everybody. This is the MMO show. I'm Nebraska Dave, and I have with me once again Adam Venom.
What is up, guys?
And I also have Welsh Mosher.
Oh yeah. How's it going, everyone?
I'm surprised you did not do the sexy Welsh washer.
Yeah, alright, I'll do it right now.
Is
How's
it wild
people?
and crazy?
South, the sexy Welshman is on the show. Anybody want to hook up? Any nice ladies? Only joking, people. Only joking, people.
Or maybe even you.
Bit of glamour on the show. I hope you love us. You better do.
Alright. We're here
I
to...
don't even know how to follow up with that.
Well, anyways, welcome to the show. We are like I said, we are the MMO show of LagSpike.tv. We talk about all sorts of different news, reviews, all sorts of different things that we do with this show, all concerning MMOs. Right now we are kind of hooked on one MMO specifically, but this week, I promise, there's only one article. And we're not going to spend 3 hours watching Adam try to navigate traps.
Hey, it's not my. It was dark. There were lasers, and stuff just didn't happen the way it should have happened. But you know, hey, that happened.
All right. So, anyways, our first news item of the day that we have is Guild Wars 2, and we've got some background here that we're going to... Whoa, there we go. Hopefully that didn't kill our sound too badly. Is this Cosmic's,
This is Cosmic actually playing through, doing the world versus world. Oh, world versus world versus world.
Ah, yes. Okay. Well, the news is we have some news for Guild Wars 2.
It didn't load. I know, man. Yeah,
Right when he died, yeah, we got caught right when he failed right off the bat. Anyways,
Anyway,
the final beta weekend for Guild Wars 2 is July 20th to the 22nd. So 2 weeks from now.
So
And I am ready for this.
this is kind of why
This is
I'm
gonna
not
be,
doing it. This is the score,
It's gonna be a
right?
big one.
Right. I'm trying to.
So, if you want the scores, just look
Adam,
at
you
the
went quiet a little bit again.
Ah, okay, well I'll fix that.
Okay. At least in my ears. In this final beta, they're finally going to allow the last 2 races.
Finally.
Yay, the Asura and the Sylvari races are finally going to be available for play in the beta.
Which is about time. I mean, completely about time.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing like, wait until the last minute to actually, whoa! That was bad.
What's that?
Oh, it came back with some static there initially.
Oh, that's...
very exciting.
Now you're good. Now you're good, though.
Alright, that'll work.
Okay. So anyways, so in the beta, you'll be able to play, well, the Sylvari or the Elves and the Asura are finally going to be able to be played, which, like I say, nothing like waiting until the last minute to bring out the 2 races everybody wants to play.
Yeah, so... Is this going to be... I mean, for me, it's the area. I mean, have we got to see their starter area?
Yes. My understanding is yes, we're going to get their starter areas.
So this is going to be a bad thing. Like with these starter areas, that means it's going to be maybe a little bit of not so polished. You know what I mean? Like we didn't get to play around with it, so.
Possibly, can you think about it? It hasn't been in there for long. So,
Yeah.
maybe it's a little bit one of those cases, maybe they, well, to be honest, if they wanted to get everything rooted out, I think they should bring it in just a little bit earlier.
I mean, for me, I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm rolling human in this one. It's really weird for me to roll a human on most games. And, yeah, I'm rolling human on this one. So, I'm not really a huge fan of the little people. And not really a huge fan of the plant people, so.
Yeah, you know, I probably will end up human as well, to be as I've thought about it. It'll be interesting to see how it all works out. Mosh, what are you going to be playing as?
I'm probably going to be playing the those what do they call them? Can't remember what they call them. Those
The chars?
yeah, the cars.
Yeah. I thought about rolling that, but it's like, I don't know. I like them. I'm not gonna lie, but I just don't like that they run on all fours. You know, whenever they start running.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be the critters that the furry players will be playing. I'll tell you that much. But I really think it's going to come down between really for me between human and the Sylvari myself. But
yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Safari, they're like the tree elves, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, they are.
they just don't really appeal to me as well. I mean, that's one fire spell, take those bastards out.
Yeah. So, yeah. So this game comes out August. I believe it's August 28th. But you know, it was.
Yeah.
So end of August. It comes out. That'll be about the time that I'm going to need a little bit of a break from, you know, solving mysteries and killing zombies. So.
In the wonderful secret world.
Yeah.
That's with me. It's really weird with this like MMO because I was in the beta for the yours too, and it's like I was also in the beta for the secret world, but it was like with secret world I kind of played it, you know, a little bit off and on, and I was like, yeah, I really want to experience this a little bit more. With Guild Wars, it's like, all right, we got another beta coming out. I just want the damn game. I mean, that's all there is to it. It's like I'm excited, you know, to see the new race area and all that stuff. But it's like I just wanted to play the game, and usually I step into world versus world, and that's all I'm doing anymore. It's like, you know. But I did play one of the events that I really can't talk about. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. So.
Yep. How about you, Mosh?
He's there, I think. Mosh, you there? I think his wonderful mic's cutting that out of him again.
Yeah, he's been having problems.
Is any good?
There we go. Now we can hear you.
Damn, Skype's trolling me.
Skype's trolling everybody today.
Yeah, it's not covering me either, so.
It seems to want to switch off my mic for some reason, but anyway. Yeah, I'm going to be playing it, not as much as probably what the others will be playing it, but I'll be playing it for the world PvP, you know, the world versus world PvP, because that looks immense.
It's a PvP that I actually enjoyed, to be honest with you, and it's not super difficult. It's not super difficult for me, you know. I do have arthritis, and my hand will cramp up and do weird shit while I'm in the middle of battles and stuff. So this one didn't do that to me, and I was in the world PvP. I played around with the world PvP, and I have a lot more confidence with it. Let's just say that. I have a lot more confidence with it. than I was expecting. So.
Unlike the secret world where you're like, okay, I am done with
Yeah, that one got me real quick. So
it was a couple of good kills, and Dave's like, okay, I'm done. I'm going back to the PvE and play around with that for a little bit.
yeah. By the way, Adam, you're slacking. Mashi's got 5 times the number of kills you do.
Well, I have
That'll
been,
be coming up later, by the way. We'll show you where we're doing
I'm
that.
in it.
I've been a little busy on this side.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you created the new layout and new logos and stuff today. So, just a
The
few
new
things
logo
like that.
is ridiculous. I love
I do love that new logo. Okay. So anyways, that's Guild Wars. So now I'm going to see if I can get this flipped to the right spot here. We go over to here and ooh, Sega logo. We all know what that means? No, we don't. We need this is Phantasy Star Online 2 has been a very anticipated MMO by a number of people, not including our own Darksoft, who is like drooling from the mouth for getting this game over to the US, and well, lo and behold, they said 2013 it's coming out. Let me pop this trailer up.
He has been like going crazy with that.
Yeah, but watch this
I don't know if I'll play it myself. I don't think it's that type of game for me. What do you think? Well, would you see yourself playing it?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not a. I mean, Phantasy Star was alright. The first one was. It's just like there's way too many MMOs. It might be a time killer MMO. It's free to play also.
I believe it will be, yes.
Yeah, so it might be something like that, but for me to drop a bunch of time into, probably not.
The only thing I want to see more than the opening trailer here myself.
Yeah, I've got to see some people play it and stuff like that. It looks alright. I mean, it looks okay, but really for me personally, I've got way too many other games right now. The Secret World is coming, that's out. I've got the Guild Wars 2, which is coming out, which I'll be playing a lot of. So yeah, it's I like it. I love the look of it. Don't get me wrong, but hold my interest, probably not.
Yeah, same here. I think it's gonna be a case for me. I'm gonna wait for it to come out first, see what people are saying about it.
Yep.
But even then, if I do pick it up to play, I can't see it being it for a long time for me, because it's not one of those games that I can get into. It's just, I've never been into that kind of game.
I don't know. I mean, it's the action base of it. I kind of like. I do like that because I enjoyed, DC.
Yeah.
Universal Line, stuff like that. I enjoyed that action kind of feel where you weren't, going through and cycling through buttons and things like that. Even though I had to say the Secret World does not feel like that at all for me, personally. Like, even though I am hitting a 1, I'm having to keep hitting it and, to keep doing those skills and stuff like that. I don't really feel like I'm doing, I'm rolling through. Hit 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, that kind of stuff. I really feel like I'm actually doing stuff. But with this being an action MMO, I could see myself killing a little bit of time with it. Now, hardcore buying stuff in it, I can't see me dropping any money into it at all.
Right. And like I said, Darksoft is our man on Phantasy Star Online, because he is, like I said, he's chomping at the bit to get to this thing.
Yeah, like majorly chomping at the bit to get to it. He's playing it right now, the Japanese version, and
yes,
he's like, you should here, Adam. Here's how to sign up. Here's how to do all that stuff. And I'm like, dude, you gotta understand. I'm not a fan of going through and reading a bunch of trying to figure out what the text is and going through and reading the translator. Like, I'm not a big fan of that. So
Yeah, well, maybe since we got Darksoft now settled so he can actually do some broadcasting, maybe he can do some broadcasting of
Yeah.
that.
You trying to see some Japanese with us?
Yeah. Well, if he can't, we can get Ron to do that.
Yeah. That would be excellent. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Yeah. I agree. Let's see if we can do that. All right. Next up for information and is Terra. And let me get the gameplay going here. I'm going to mute it completely this time and just run it through. There seems to be a little bit of an issue in Terra that's caused a riot in the player base. I guess in Terra, the more and more powerful you get as a guild, you can have one of your characters, or not just, I mean, one of the members of your guild, can eventually become what's called a Vanarch. And the Vanarch is really designed to reward, guilds that do a lot of stuff. And one of the basic ways of getting to a point where you can become a Vanarch, and a Vanarch can turn on area PvP, it's got a lot of powers. And it's a player who has these powers. You basically got to knock the guy off the throne. But one of the ways to get a bunch of power in this game is to fight other guilds. Okay? Pretty logical, right? You would think?
Okay.
Well, what has happened is that there are, of course, the infamous Uber guilds. Oh my god, we have 200, 300, 400, 500 member guilds. And there's a few of them. There's very few of them, but there are a few of them in Terra. What at least one of these guilds has done is split their guild into two and is only fighting themselves.
So they're basically holding reign over this thing.
Right.
And just bouncing the power back and forth between each other.
Exactly. It's technically the same guild, but they're two halves of the guild, and all they're doing is just fighting one another. They're not fighting any other guilds. They're not getting into any other PvP. They're challenging the one guild in a war, and they basically are at a constant war back and forth between each other, just so they can both of them can gain powers and get Vanarchs. And, of course, a lot of the smaller guilds who were thinking, hey, if we are really active, we can possibly get up there, have realized that, you know what, we'll never get up there because these two groups are too big, and they're fighting them amongst themselves to gain all the power. And we can't fight them to take them down because they're constantly at war with one another, and they're not accepting war challenges from anybody else.
So you had to accept a war challenge.
I believe you do. I believe that's part of this.
See, that's what really, and I know Mosh can even contest to this, that is, back in whenever we played Darkfall, there was two major guilds, which, there was many guilds inside of this big thing, but it was like there was two major guilds in Darkfall, which was Hyperion and the Goons, or Coalition of the Chillin',
right,
back in the day. And so what it would be is, there was big, massive battles with these people, and they're like, well, we either have to join one side or the other to be able to get anywhere and do anything. And people felt like, many guilds couldn't exist. But the thing is with this, is I think that would help a lot, is people got to understand, is there's going to be people that are going to be struggling with power with this. They're going to get pissed off at the other people leading the stuff, and they're going to break off from this and go their own separate ways, which then that means they're going to meet up later on. So, I don't know. I mean, that's with the devs, what they're going to do with it. But really, is it going to break the game? I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to break it.
Well, and see, the devs really haven't responded yet on this either. The devs have basically said, well, we're looking into it, whether or not this is actually would be considered an exploit or if it's just good planning.
Right. And we lost you.
Mosh, your mic just decided to go again.
Yeah, There you go.
When you think about it, it is kind of like an exploit if you really think about it, because if you've got two guilds that are just vying for the control of the top, they don't really need to fight anybody else, because they can just do it amongst themselves. If they're the same guild but just split in half, they're kind of holding the throne where nobody else can get into, because they happen to split the guild in so much. It was so big, they decided, do a pizza slice. We'll just take the table.
You know, exactly. And so, I mean, in some senses, it is very unfair. I mean, is it ethical? No. I mean, that could be just pretty much say. It's not ethical. But is it illegal? That's where the question is.
I don't think... I wouldn't say it's straight up illegal. I wouldn't say that they're breaking any forms of terms and conditions, because they are playing a game within the rules, even though they are flirting on the lines with it. But, you know, it's like say in football and rugby, is that if you know the ref doesn't see it, you're going to do it. So they're playing by the laws. They can get away with
I mean, I have a feeling what's going to end up happening is the devs are going to come up with, you know, some way to not prevent it, but to discourage it. And I'm not sure. Maybe it'll be a type of thing where you can't that you can only go to war for a certain amount of time, and then you can't go to war against that same guild for X amount of time. Something like that might start to break that, you know.
I never thought of that, but yeah, that's a great idea. That would work out perfect, to be honest with you, because it would be, you know, it'd be like a cooldown on it, pretty much. You know,
yeah, it would. Yeah, so you couldn't go to war against the same guys constantly over and over and over again. I think that's really what the problem is, and that might, you know, putting a cooldown where you can't declare war against one another, you know, without a hefty break in between might be the way to do it. I don't know. That's just an idea that I just thought of and tossing out there as a potential to.
Oh yeah, that works. I mean, really, to be honest, I mean that would really work.
Yeah.
So.
When you think about it, that kind of system is also in place already in Conan, with the guilds battles on the border kingdoms.
That is true. So you cannot attack. Yeah, you can't constantly be sieging the castles. There's a break. You have to take a break.
So I think it's just a simple thing for them, man. Really, just put a cooldown timer on how many times you can siege one guild.
Yeah. We'll see what they do. I mean, they really haven't come out with anything. Right now, it's just the forums are exploding over this, and they're letting the players, you know, voice opinions and such. So we'll see what.
This game, I'm telling you, this game is so touchy though. It's like they're adding so much in to appease people. Like, and it's not really being thought out, I don't think. And this game really worries me a lot because, like I said, you still have the lawsuit on the line about what's going on with this game, so that's going to affect this game a lot. You know, it's already been handled over in the Asian market with it. You know, where the two guys who actually stole the code from NCSoft was supposed to be working on Lineage 3. They went directly to jail. Did not pass go. Did not collect any money. So yeah, it's.
Yeah, and I can't remember. There was some resolution here in the U.S., but I don't think it's completely resolved yet either. So who knows what the situation will end up being. Probably more and more years and while it trods along. So we'll see how it works. So, okay, that was Terra, and Terra's been fairly popular, and we'll see how this affects their popularities in the game. So, okay, so now, notice we've switched again. I'm going to kill sound again. Brad McQuaid is the original creator of both EverQuest, the original, and Vanguard. And Vanguard, of course, is set to go free to play pretty soon. And he has rejoined the company. He's been working on other things for almost, they said, 4 or 5 years. He's been away from the game, and now he is back. And so he stated in an interview that he had that his primary goal coming back in is to re-itemize older areas in anticipation for the free-to-play model for this game. Now, I know we have a person in LagSpike who is a very big advocate of Vanguard in Cosmic Relic. So, what do you get?
That was a bad launch, man.
Yeah, well, it was a bad launch, and I remember specifically, and I don't remember if it was McQuaid or one of the other original developers of Vanguard, who basically was actually defending grinding when it first came out.
I mean, yeah, you have to grind. I mean, or it kills off the... I don't know. I mean, it's such a touchy subject with grinding and not grinding. Like, what is too much? Like, perfect example is Aeon. Is ridiculous in grinding. That game just you feel like you do not move in levels forever, and you feel like you're in the same area forever. And so, I mean, people get bored of that crap. And I played Vanguard when it first launched, and what was it that launched at the same time? Okay, so it was the 8800s of the graphics cards that launched. And there were so many problems with this game and that graphics card that, 2 of the people in my house could not play this game because it was so, glitchy with graphics and things like that. So they'd play for a little bit and they'd get kicked off. And then it would crash on them. Then they'd be back again. And then they'd crash again. So there was so much of that going on. Then it was like, and I'm trying to think, was it Windows Vista that launched at the same time as this?
I believe you are correct. I believe it was Vista or something along that line.
Which Vista was, very new, and it still didn't have all of the bugs worked on it. Go figure.
Your mic is dropping a little again.
Yeah, you're going low again.
Wonderful mic. Can you hear me now?
Nope, raise it up.
I love it. Listen.
Skype is trolling all of us tonight, by the way, just so you know.
God, how about that?
That's better.
It loves to completely move everything around. But anyway, no, it was really bad with, like, in the very beginning, you had this screwing up all the time, so you had that going on constantly. So the launch was not smooth. There was tons of bugs in quests and things like that, but it was one of the most enjoyable experiences in my life in an MMO, which I enjoyed the hell out of. Still to this day, that me, Steve, and Jay would sit down and talk about Vanguard, and we were talking about, like, here comes, and you're getting, and their last names were meeting, and we would battle those guys left and right. We'd drop whatever the hell we were doing on the quest and go battle these guys. Now, for this game to go free to play, that's great. It should have went free to play a long time ago. And like I said, I've always felt like that Vanguard is the beat down child of the family that nobody gives a shit about. Is like you have EverQuest, and then you have Vanguard. But why would you go play Vanguard whenever we have EverQuest? EverQuest is so much better. And that's what always pissed me off. So this one is they never gave this game that much love at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would agree with. I didn't give this game a chance. I'll be honest with you. I didn't. I think at the time I was in City of Heroes and I wasn't going to move at that time. And when I heard that commentary from the one developer, and like I said, I don't remember if that was Brad or not, about, we need to have grinding in the MMO and stuff like that. It was like, no, I'm tired of that. I want a different experience. I don't want I remember because EverQuest 2 had come out, and I was irritated at the grinding pieces of EverQuest 2, which is why I dropped EverQuest 2, which was the mismatched mob issue that they always had, where the only, you couldn't solo your way through the damn game at all because all the mobs could kick your ass. Although you got spit for experience when you fought them. So, Vanguard was released right around that time, I think a little bit before that, and it was like, no, I'm not going to go through this again. So, I didn't really give this game a chance. I really, honestly didn't.
Crafting system is awesome in this game.
You need to raise your mic again, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm having...
Yeah, get Benny.
Oh, wonderful Skype. Anyway, can you hear me now?
No.
Good. No? Really?
I believe Adam is getting a new mic tomorrow.
How about now? Better?
Oh, much better.
Okay, wow. It's, brand new mic's coming tomorrow, I hope. So, yeah. But anyway, the crafting system in this game was absolutely freaking phenomenal. I've never seen, kind of like a mini game in crafting of, you would have to, dip your sword down in, into the coals for so long and hit it at a certain time, and then you would pull it up, and then you play a mini game of, when you would pound on the hammer, then dip it in water and do that kind of stuff. And the way that you would do that, it would matter how much of, abilities they would get. It would be it'd have grades. It'd have, A, B, C, and F grades on it. And, so that would, the better you did it to minigame, the better the weapon would be. And sometimes you would create something that was ridiculous, and you're like, wow, I'm really, so it was really, you would craft more than you would go out and, you would kill mobs, don't get me wrong, but it was sometimes you would, craft stuff that would be better than stuff that you would be doing for these quests, which was absolutely awesome. But, like I said, man, I really felt like Sony just said, we got EverQuest. Here's Vanguard, here's a little bit of money, and there you go. So.
Yep. So, that is the news from Vanguard, and we'll see how this all plays out when it goes free to play. This will be a game that I'll probably give it a chance. I will give it a chance since I didn't before. So,
do you think Brad's going to be a game changer on this?
He's a very creative man, and I don't know. I'm getting away from the mic. I don't know if he'll be enough of a game changer. That's the thing. But like I said, I'll give it a chance just to see what it's like. I do like fantasy MMOs, so we'll probably throw it up here and test it out and see what we get.
Probably be getting crap.
And we might be getting crap. It's very possible.
Marsh, did you play Vanguard any?
Not really, no. 'Cause at the time I remember seeing a lot of people complaining that they couldn't bear to get the game to work. And I was playing WoW at the time. And I think WoW was going for the height of its peak at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did come out.
Vanguard come out?
It did come out in a bad place because EverQuest 2 and World of Warcraft were battling it out at the time, and then Vanguard hit, and
it got squeezed between them.
It got squeezed, and I think that hurt it as well initially.
January 30th, 2007 is whenever Vanguard came out. When did WoW come out? World of Warcraft came out in not November. I was right.
Yes, it was November.
Yeah, it was November. November 2004.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's like...
Yeah, it was. That's when WoW was really starting to peak.
Right, so people were actually starting to talk and about that game, and then it was really starting to take off. So, yeah, like I said, and it was Vista that came out at the same time as Vanguard did, around the same time, and God, that thing was... Yeah, I'm so glad that I didn't switch over from XP to it. All the troubles that all my friends in the house had at the time, oh, it was horrible.
Okay, let's move on. Little news from City Heroes. Tomorrow, boy, we timed this good. Tomorrow, Water Blast, which is one of the animations in this little short piece here, is going to release the Water Blast set for purchase through their online store. And it'll be, it is a Blaster Corruptor primary, which, if you guys know City of Heroes, those are the glass cannons. And then the Defender secondary ability. And it uses a build mechanic, very similar to, by the way, to what we currently are using in Secret World, where you have 0 points in your build and it does this much damage, and you got 1 point built up, it does a little bit more, and all the way up to 3 points. Whereas, you know, like Secret World has 5 points, and Champions Online uses a very similar system where you build up and then hit with a major attack.
Yeah.
And that's what this is it builds up and then you can hit with a major attack type of deal. For those who have many alts on City of Heroes, although I probably can't play all of them at this point in time, since I'm no longer, you know, premium, the game, it's going to be popular. Thank you, ESPN, for that interruption. So, like I said, I don't know how much it's going to cost yet. All I know is it releases tomorrow. And it'll be, I don't think the other pieces that they're showing here, the Nature Affinity and the Bio Armor, are not, I don't think they're ready yet for prime time.
I am not a huge... I tried to go back and play City of Heroes. I downloaded it, tried to play it, and just... I can't do it, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that game is just, like, too old for me now. I don't know. I mean, that's...
I have a friend, my buddy Andy is still playing the game. He still loves it. He's still got more alts than I care to count. I know he's going to get the Water Blast set because he's got to have an alt with an Water Blast set. I just don't see... you know... I like the game, but it needs something now. With all these other games that have come out, it's now it's down to a point where it's a game where there needs to be something more. I don't know if it needs I don't know if it just needs a graphics revamp or introduce another supplement. You know, like how they had they've had the villains in the alternate world. They need another one of those kind of supplements or something to spark some interest back in it. Because I'll tell you what, Secret World, it's going to beat this thing to death at this point in time. Really, I mean, it's very... There's a lot of similarities. I mean, yeah, okay, you don't have superpowers. Well, yeah, you do have superpowers in Secret World. It's called magic, and they're really nasty. So, you know, as Secret World expands on the magic, it's going to become a rival to this game, and I don't think City of Heroes is ready for that, honestly, because they only looked... Their rival is Champions Online. That's the only game that they think is a rival at this point in time. And I think there's... I think Secret World is kind of a challenger to this, and they all three are modern settings. I mean, you have to look at it, they are modern setting games. So, I don't know. It just needs something to me anymore. What about you guys?
Well, to me, I think, I know a lot of City of Hero fans are not going to like what I'm going to say, but I think what the game might need, I think they're going to beating a dead horse in a sense with this one, because I think they come to the end of the road what they can do with this one. I think the answer is City of Heroes 2.
You know what? I've really thought that too. I really have.
I'd say yeah, dude. You know what really does it for me is this, is that you take City of Heroes 2, right, and throw a DC Universe combat system on top of that, bam, it's done. Right there. There you go. That's what it needs. It needs live action. You don't need to hit 1, 2, 3, 4 across the board. You need to hit buttons on the controller. And I played, like I said, I played it for PS3, and I loved it. I'm talking about DC. But I loved it, man, because it just felt right. It felt like you were really, you didn't feel like you were playing an MMO. It felt like you were playing, an action game.
Yeah, I like the diversity that you have in City Heroes, which you don't have yet in DC, but DC's introducing power sets too. I mean, they just recently introduced lightning. They introduced the Green Lantern rings, and the Yellow Lantern rings.
Yes.
So they're adding things, and they've got the superior graphics and the superior combat. And eventually it's going to have the diversity that you have with City of Heroes. Right now, that's the big advantage. City of Heroes has two big advantages. One, it's been around forever, so it's got a lot of content, although it still doesn't have an end game. And the second piece of that is it's just the costume options are diverse. DC's catching up, and Champions is trying to keep up as well. And I'm not seeing enough out of City of Heroes to match what the others are doing. And then guess what is going to be previewed next week at Comic-Con? Marvel.
Yeah.
So Marvel's coming into this battle now too. I don't know how their MMO is going to work, but
I think their MMO is that you're playing as each individual character, but you're playing like, one Wolverine on a server, you know what I mean? Like multiple different servers.
See, and I'm not sure how that's going to work. Now, I've seen Marvel Superhero Squad, the goofy browser-based game,
right,
that Sony's running, where you can have multiple Hawkeyes in the game and stuff. But
and that just feels weird.
It's also super cartoony and ridiculously silly. Really, when you get down to it, they're banking on that. If you've ever saw the cartoon, it's silly. It's super deformed. Superheroes. It's really
doesn't make sense.
silly.
You've got like hundreds of Hawkeyes running around, is it?
No, I don't agree with that either, and that's why I'm worried about what Marvel's going to do. But Marvel is definitely going to have the graphics. That's one piece that they'll have.
Why don't they just
especially when they're backed by Disney now?
Yeah.
Why don't they just do what the other superheroes have done? They just let the player create their own Marvel superhero and have all the superheroes in the game be kind of like, how DC have got it.
Well, like mentors and stuff like that?
Yeah,
DC
has the best way of doing it.
Yeah, because I think you've got like hundreds of you've got Spider-Mans running around, all the Venoms and Hulks and all that running around. You kind of lose the uniqueness of you.
I agree with you guys. That's why I want to see what it is. But I don't know. I think there's some. It's going to be weird. That's all I can say is I don't know how that Marvel game is going to work. So we'll have to see how it works. But I think City of Heroes is going, even though they're introducing the new power sets, they need a revamp. And I agree with you, Adam. They really need to do a City of Heroes 2 with a very much improved graphics and a action-based combat system versus the standard tab targeting 1, 2, 3, 4 button.
Yeah, they need to come. I think a lot of the MMOs today need to come away from this because I think personally, Forsaken World, I've kind of missed a boat here where with the guns. I think they should have gone for a Skyrim style, with you actually
Fallout.
manual aim.
I would have loved. I would have been able to do a Fallout where you can either auto target or go to first person shooter. That would have worked too.
Yeah,
I
think they missed that one there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Okay, moving off of this to Tribbles.
I've heard they're terrible people. I'm just
You
saying.
know, we gotta have
Tribbles. Or Tribbles.
Yeah, Tribbles. Okay. The test server for Star Trek Online, by the way, is called Tribble.
Really?
Yes, it is.
That's pretty awesome.
Okay. They currently have on Tribble the what they call Season 6, which is their 6th major upgrade. They do their big patches as seasons. That's their shtick. So Season 6 has arrived, and as you can see in the graphic, he's flying around a couple star bases. Well, they've been promising this since day one. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to play Star Trek Online, and it has only taken them now, what, 6 years to get to this point.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Which is really annoying, and it did take them getting acquired by Perfect World before they could get to this point, which is really sad. Anyways, Dan Stahl had released a series of questions for their usual Ask Cryptic thing that they do every month. And Dan had left Star Trek because when it got acquired by Atari, and has now come back and is now the executive producer again on the game, which is a good thing because I've met Dan and he's a good guy. Unfortunately, they lost their lead developer, who went by the name of Gozer, who I also met and liked as well, but he is now has moved on, which has caused consternation. But in the process of this, they now are going to have the star bases that they promised before, where your fleet, which is their equivalent of a guild, can build a star base. And
Now, how much of the building can you do?
All of it.
Oh, you can actually build it from transporter part to lounge.
Yeah, from what I understand, yeah, it's going to be built and upgraded. I believe. See, if you see in the graphic, it has Starbase Tier 0, and then your guild has to gather resources and do quests, etc., to build up the tier, and then as the tier grows, the Starbase is going to grow. It's not
That's
quite
interesting.
The other thing is as it grows and as you get more powerful star bases, it starts unlocking special ships for your fleet that are currently not available in the game. So you can get the Gaylor class Cardassian battlecruiser as a playable ship, which you currently don't have, by getting your starbase big enough.
That would be interesting.
And
So, I'll tell you one thing.
It's going to emphasize fleet play. Go ahead.
I have to say that for this, I would definitely play it again to see this.
Dude, I love the combat, like the air combat, like space combat on this. I love
fantastic.
I gotta say that Star Trek Online have done wonders with the space, which is why I hate Star Wars, because they didn't do it. They should have done that.
Now, Mosh, you know that's coming slowly.
Oh, sure.
That's slowly coming. That's going to be in 1.17,800. So just be ready for that.
All I gotta say is, Star Trek had done it. They bring in the star bases in, and they've already had the space combat. Instead, you're on railroad tracks on Star Wars.
Roller coaster of life.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what you're on. When you do Star Wars space combat is horrible. Horrible. It's the worst part of the game. Far none, in my opinion. I know people like it, but to me, I couldn't do it at all. And so, I mean, that's one major aspect of Star Wars I could never do. This game, love the combat. The combat, they did this combat correctly, and it was really good. I even think it's a little bit better than EVE Online's, my personal opinion, because it's a little bit more.
You think it is?
It's a little more active. It's
yeah,
not.
I think it's more hands-on.
Yeah.
You can actually, in fact, your own ship, and even though you can do have that kind of thing in EVE anyway.
Well, I love
this. I think it's more of action oriented with this.
Well, I love the fact that you could actually, you can get, depending on what your Star Trek crew abilities were, you could buff your ship and debuff the other guys, and you had all of those buff and debuff things like you do in a regular MMO on top of space combat, and it was just like, well, that's kind of cool. All the stuff that you could end up doing, and I got a guy that knows how to overcharge the phasers. Go for it. Boom. I got a group that can run over and this guy knows how to train Marines to go over and try to capture the other guy's ship. Go for it. Boom. That kind of fun. It just, there was a lot of things that they did with this. The problem is, again, one, ground combat. Two, you just were not. Again, Atari almost killed this game. Because Atari put no marketing behind this game. They were not putting hardly any resources behind this thing to add to this game. I mean, it was pretty much a dead game, and I am so glad Perfect World bought this thing. Perfect World, though, is still primarily concerned about Perfect World. I mean, let's be honest, that's their bread and butter game. So this game has kind of been secondary, but at least they've been developing, which is a great thing. And this game is the first. And this game is one of the first games that has had player-created missions. That being said, when you create player missions now, in this revision that's coming up, this Season 6, they are going to add official rewards to completing the missions. So you will be able to get the rewards like you would a regular mission. Maybe might be not as quite as high as a regular mission, but you will be getting some of the regular rewards now, like the points towards becoming a higher level character. The reward points for requisitions and stuff.
That's awesome, because you think about it. Many MMOs have the ability to create missions and then have official in-game items, which is class as that, pre-provided, which was created by another player.
Yeah.
So, not many MMOs do that.
No, not very many MMOs do that at all, and I think that will help this game a lot. I really do. I still have a bunch of friends that play this game. Again, I go to Star Trek conventions. Of course, they're still playing this game. But this group, I can definitely see a little bit of a revamp and a push towards this game again. Considering since Star Wars has turned into a bigger disappointment to a lot of people, this game's going to get a second look with this fleet. I really think it's going to. the only bad thing is that Gozer was involved in a revamp of the PvP system. That, because he left, is kind of a little bit in limbo. They want to still work on it, but they don't have anybody that was there that was really working on it now. So they've got to kind of revisit that and try to get that in. When that happens, I can see a lot of the Star Wars guilds possibly moving, that were PvP oriented, possibly moving back over to this game if they want space PvP and don't want to deal with all the crap from EVE Online. Which would be another nail in the Star Wars coffin. Opinions?
Well, for Star Wars, I think I don't like MMOs dying. I think that one is going into a deeper hole.
Yeah, I'm disappointed about it, but they dug themselves their own hole with their own hype, and that's the problem that you get with an MMO sometimes. Else they will dig themselves right smack into a hole that
that's the question where I kind of get, though, is did they build their own hype, or did we build their hype for them?
We did. I think a lot of the players were building the hype up too much.
I mean, because, I make jokes about, saying, okay, well, this build's coming out here soon. But, and that's the problem with putting out an unfinished product, man. You're gonna get hell over it. I mean, that's all there is to it.
They should have learned that from Conan.
Yes, Conan had the same problem. Conan is a great MMO. I'm still playing it. I'm still paying premium for Conan. But that's 2 years after the game, or 3 years after the game released, because it took them so long to get everything straightened out.
So this comes down to the question of, I heard somebody the other day, I also listened to Massively Speaking. Big shout out to you guys if you all ever hear this. Probably you'll never will. Yes. But, so I was listening to them, and they were, talking about, do you wait a year or 2 years after a game has matured to play it? You know what I mean? So, and then I'm thinking, well, I mean, you could do that, but yet the community's going to be dead. It's not going to be, nothing's really going to be, there's not going to be, perfect example now, and I know, I feel really bad because it's before, whenever I was talking about Star Wars, I was all pumped up about it when I first started playing it, and I was like, oh, this is a great game. I dissed it in the very beginning, but it's a great game. And then now I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. I feel like I do that every once in a while. I feel like I really, get hyped up about something, and then oh, this is a great game, this is awesome, then this dies off for me. So for me, the Secret World was, everybody knew with him Blacklisted, if you ever had heard of them guys, they're right down at the bottom of the screen here, blacklistedgaming.org, which is a guild that we all belong to, is that, so many people ask me, are you going to be getting the Secret World? And I'm like, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens, we'll see. And I wasn't really pumped for it. I got playing it, oh my gosh, this game is freaking phenomenal. So, whenever you enter into the Hollow Earth on that, and you go into an area, you see a massive amount of people just everywhere going on. There's so much, activity going on. So if you wait a year, 2 years for a game, it's just going to die off. And you're not going to have that experience when you walk into a game in the very beginning. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
Right, and let's be honest. I mean, MMOs get two big influxes. I think almost every MMO will get two big influxes if it is set up correctly. Your big influx, of course, is launch. Launch, tons of people will come in.
Yep.
But it's that sustaining level, which is part two. When you get people to the end
What
of
do they
what
do?
you got,
Yep.
you
What do they do?
have
Endgame.
things there for them to do. and that will keep their interest in the game. And right now, oh, 1 second. Right now, Star Wars missed that, and you leveled too damn fast in that game.
Oh yeah.
And
By
it
far.
killed them. Go ahead, Mush.
Well, that's the thing with Star Wars, is that they had 2 endgame dungeons, but a lot of people didn't realize that Star Wars was an alt leveling game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all very well wanting to see what the other character story is, but the people who get to 50 and want to play the endgame, there ain't many people hanging around playing their main characters because they're off on another alt. You know, they got that choice to do that. But to me, the other thing that let it down was actually the ill-thought planning that went into looking for group system in. You know, it just went over the damn chat system. You know, you would have thought for BioWare would have learned from WoW the dungeon finder. You know, I don't like the idea. You know, and I gotta give it to Blizzard. That dungeon finder is a genius. They brought it in straight into a dungeon.
Yep.
Straight away. You know,
That's the thing though, is like, really, I don't want to sit around, like, I know it's, everybody says that, you know, like some people were bitching and saying, you know, games have like been killed off by the old people that play games and stuff like that. They're talking about, you know, like, well, they're so constrained with time and stuff like that, and I can only play for this amount of time, so I really can't level that quick, so I want to feel like I'm leveling quick. And then other people are like, oh, well, you get there too quick, you know, and stuff like that. But, like, with the Dungeon Finder, I don't have time to sit there and type in chat, looking for group, this is what I am. Wait for an hour. God, nobody saw that crap. Looking for group, this is what I am. Oh, nope, still nothing. Oh, what's your gear like? Oh, here's my gear, blah, blah, blah. What do you think? No, we're not going to run with you. Then you do it again. And that's crap, man. I don't like waiting for that stuff. And that's the best thing about the Dungeon Finder, is they need to put that shit in more games. Is be like, you know, hey, I want to jump in with a pug group. Here you go. Bam. I hit that button. Oh, there we go. Just waiting on the healer. All right, and we're in. Let's do this. That's what games need to do.
Yeah, and some of the games recently, Secret World, that we're playing are talking about, and I think even Guild Wars 2 are talking about, well, we may not have it at release, but we are going to put something in.
Oh, that's...
And because it has become exactly that. Those of us, I'm not really included in that because I play all the damn time when I'm not at work. But when I'm at work, you know, I can't play. When I come home, I don't have a family, so I don't have to worry about all that stuff. But a lot of people do. A lot of people have kids, you know, and don't want to play, you know, don't have time to go looking for around, and definitely not for raids.
Oh yeah,
because that was the biggest thing about EQ1. We had a group. We could do raids. We were big enough to do raids. And it took us 3, 4, 5 hours on a Saturday just to get organized enough to do 20 minutes. It was just sick. And people just don't have the time anymore. I hate to say it, but this society, things have to move at the speed of now.
Yep.
And that's what I've always been. I've been saying this for 3 years now. People move at the speed of now. We need our news now. We don't want to wait on it. We don't want to wait for your newspaper to show up your damn doorstep to read the newspaper. Yeah. That's why newspapers are dying compared to websites, because people want to say, oh, what's the news right now? Bam, I'm at the website to read it. Okay, that's it. Done. I got to go back to work. Boom, you're gone. You know, that they don't want to spend time. It's you know, I need to talk to somebody, text message, bam, okay, here's where it response back, bam, done. You know, that's what you get. I mean, that's the kind of things that you get. People have that mentality, and that mentality has gone into the games. You want to either have the solo content so you can just zip out there and do it yourself, or if I want to group with people, I want to group with them, get her done, get on with it. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Alright, see you later. We'll get and now, oh, okay, we're looking for somebody. Bam, got a new guy. Go, let's go. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going with it.
And I think, you know, I'm going to bring this out now. You know, I hate the game right now. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, you know, you guys got to agree that those guys, when they brought the dungeon finder in, they got the damn raid finder in now. I mean, you just jump into a raid. You know what I mean? And now, you know, like, what was it? MMOs come out today. You got to realize and look at WoW and thinking, the reason people are not standing around on fleet for the next hour looking for a damn dungeon is because they, WoW done something and they know something. You know they got a lot of people playing that game. They don't want people hanging around getting pissed off to try the content.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Star Wars failed on.
Yep.
And that's one thing that WoW is good at, that, you know, when they bring something in, they do it, you know, they do think about it. They play it for the casuals and they play it for the hardcore people.
I like I said, man, I'm glad. A lot of people were like, I hate WoW, I hate this. I'm not a big fan of WoW, but dude, I am so glad that this game came out, because Region Y is so many more games are getting pushed out because they're seeing, ooh, people love this game, we can make some money off this game, so yeah, there you go.
Okay, moving on to our second to last item, and we're on a little over an hour right now, so we're good. Good timing. Lotro has provided some information about the new expansion that's coming out. Now, this new expansion is, of course, Riders of Rohan. I'm going to put sound on this one for a minute, since it's short.
Anybody really playing Lord of the Rings online?
All my old EQ guild is still playing.
I've not really played recently.
I haven't played recently, and my guild keeps telling me, "Hey, where are you at?" But no, I just got a text message from my buddy Icehawk, who's my old high school buddy. Played Lord of the Rings online in the last 24 hours from Raptor. You know, he's got multiple characters and stuff. It for those who love Lord of the Rings, this is still a hell of a game for them. And of course, it is free to play,
which does help.
And the other thing about this game is you can earn the coins that you need, the in-game currency that or I should say out-of-game currency that you need to buy the supplements if you have played enough and get the quest areas.
That
it's the only game I've seen that be able to do that. I don't know about their other game, which is, of course, Dungeons & Dragons Online. But
right.
Lord of the Rings Online is the one game I have actually seen where you can actually earn enough in the game to not have to actually use real money to unlock things.
Or you could be like Wonderful Eve, where you actually can pay for your subscription underneath of, transferring stuff, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That game.
Well, you can do that too. You can buy a subscription with Lotor as well, and I did for a while. So, okay, pre-purchase for this. Now, here's a couple things it does. It raises the level cap to 85, and I believe the level cap right now is 80 in the game, and so it raises the level cap to 85. It introduces the 3 areas, and you saw that in a little preview there. And you will be able to fight from the back of your horse seat, finally. Which a lot of games don't allow you to do, even when they have horses in the game.
That's interesting, my mounted combat, because not many MMOs do that either. No.
And that's one thing I want to see in this, is actually the mounted combat. And that's why when my buddy gets this, which he already has the coins to get it, when he gets it, I want to see it. And I want to see what a writer actually, how the Final Combat works. You can buy the base edition. This is pre-order these. The base edition, which is $40, gives you 1,000 turbine points. That's the out-of-game currency. The Steed of the Eastern Met, which is a horse, so you get a horse out of it, and a title for your character. It's got titles just like Secret World and a lot of other games have, where you get the title underneath your name, so you get a title. For $50, you get all the above. You unlock you get 3 quest packs if you don't already have them. Evandem, which I have unlocked already. Moria and Lothlorien quest packs. So you unlock quest packs that are already in the game. And you get a hauberk, which is a cosmetic chess piece. So you get the Rider Rohan hauberk.
Okay, so the chess piece from them.
Yeah. And then for $70, you get 2,000 turbine points. You get the steed. You get the armor. You get the full set of armor, not just the hauberk. You get the full set. You get the title. You get a Crystal of Remembrance, which is actually a big item. Adds 1 legacy slot to your legendary weapons. Weapons are slotted in this game, and then you can put items into it to increase the power of your items. That's actually a pretty hefty thing. And also your mounts can be up. Well, you'll get the skill to be able to upgrade your mounts
for $60.
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't know, man. I can't see spending $60 on that crap.
I can't really see it either. Let's see.
Oh, excuse me. It's $70, isn't
70,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, $69.99. Oh my gosh.
Need to bring that down because a lot of people won't bother buying it because
yeah.
They'd be thinking, well, this game is free, whereas I could play another free game, which
well, I could also
probably
spend.
Better, or
I can spend $50 for another full game.
Oh, like the Secret World?
yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, any game. NCAA Football 13 comes out tomorrow. I mean,
We've already played that. It was last year's version.
They say that every damn year. Or something like. I'm just saying, but for a price of that much, I think the prices are too high. I mean, that's my opinion too. That was the first thing I saw. I was like, wow, you've got to give me more than that for a price of a full game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you need more than 3 areas.
Yeah,
I know the areas are huge in this game. Don't get me wrong, they are. But you want here's the thing. 1, you got to give me more. 2, how long has this game been out?
Way too long.
Well, I mean,
it
came out about the same time as WoW.
Yeah.
I
think it was after, wasn't it?
I'm looking at it.
About Conan time, wasn't it?
Actually, it was before. I know it was before Conan. And
2007.
Oh.
April.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it
April
came out 3
2007.
months after Vanguard then. Okay, my mistake then.
Yeah.
Okay, so this game came out 3 months after Vanguard did. Alright, so in my opinion it was superior to Vanguard because it didn't crash. So 2007, it's 2010, so we're talking 2012, I mean. So we're talking 5 years. In 5 years, you're only maybe a third of the way into the second book.
How long
Do
are
you
they
see
gonna
a problem
update
with
them?
this? I do.
Yeah.
I have a major problem with this. You're just now into the second book. And it's like, they still don't have Helm's Deep in this game.
Oh, no.
That's the funny thing over it.
That's going to be the thing, is for me, is with Helm's Deep, is that going to be a PvP thing?
Oh, I doubt it. Well, they have a PvP system in the game, but it's the goofiest PvP system I've seen.
Which is monsters, player versus
actually,
monsters.
it's
Oh my
player.
God.
Well, yeah, but it's player versus monsters. But you actually have to. You build up your character in PvE, and then if you want to play a monster, you have to you play a specific monster to be on the monster side. You don't get a. It's not that you're leveling up all the monsters during the way. It's you're leveling up your one character, and then, oh well, here's the equivalent of the monster that you get to play when you go to PvP and play the monsters.
Which you can be a spider or a freaking dog or some. Which does.
You're basically
For me, it really kills me with that, though. It's because it's like, how in the hell?
Yeah, PvP was never really an option in this game. And
it's like, how the hell are you going to battle the people that you're supposed to be helping out? You know what I mean? And like, what do you? I don't know. I just. That's the only reason
they didn't want you to play evil unless you were playing the PvP and only in certain areas. That's really what it was. They never really wanted you to be PvP. And that's one of the things that's hurt this game, is because there is no PvP experience, really. And it was one of the things that hurt this game when it came out, is everybody was like, what? We can't really play the orcs? We can't do, or the goblins? We can't do any of that, but we kind of sort of can, but it only unlocks in this case, blah, 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 blah. No. PvP is not really an option in that game, period. Yep. And so, you know, the PvPers never went to the game, and that's one of the reasons why the game got hurt. And D&D Online, same way. I don't think you could do much PvP in that either.
No, no.
And that company, Turbine, had that mentality that, nope, we're not going to let you play the bad guys. We want to build this game so you're the good guy. Okay, fine, but it takes a piece. It takes a pretty good hefty. I'm not a PvPer, and I'm saying this, guys. Just remember this. It takes a piece out of the game.
Oh, completely.
And it kills you because of it. That's just the way I look at it. Is it kills you because of it. So that's where you are in this. Any other thoughts on that? Because now I have to do an adjustment, so go ahead and talk.
Well, for starters, the price is far too high. I think there's other games out there that are better, and you can probably get for the same price. You'll probably get a collector's edition or something like that, but anyway, yeah.
Buy a whole new freaking game.
Yeah. But the other thing is as well that they're taking so long to get in, halfway through the second book, and yet I haven't got Helm's Deep, anything like that. Like, they got the mounted combat in. Well, they're eating away. Basically, they dismissed a huge player base in the PvP guys, and that would have been a huge fuel of saucer. You know, what they should have done, you know, remember the Battle of Middle-earth, the strategy game?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, why don't they just do it where you're going to have good versus evil? You know, you can be the elves, you can be the dwarves, you can be the humans. And on the other side, you could be the hawks, the orcs, or even, you know, has some people being tree beards or something. I don't know, but I think that game would have been right for two factions.
Now, why would they have done that, Mosh? That would have made perfect sense, but Lord, no. You know, it's just so aggravating.
Hold on one second here.
I definitely have to say though, man, the game we're going to be talking about here in just a minute.
You know, we're going back to it. We can't escape it right now.
It's got me kind of hooked, man. I'm telling you. Even though I haven't got to do much with it lately, due to some stuff, interesting things happening on LagSpike side, which you all definitely should be checking out the site a lot more here pretty soon.
And I know I'm catching part of the Skype, but
Oh, you're fine.
we're okay here.
You're fine.
All right, released today. Dun dun dun. Funcom releases Chronicle, which is in beta yet.
And I gotta
Go ahead.
I gotta say, this thing that they got you is phenomenal.
This
I
is,
like it.
I don't like it because you're beating me in PvP.
Well, yeah, I, you know, as you say that, my players, I'm 9th in the Cabal, and then 32 other players defeated.
Which really makes me feel really bad because, like, I thought I was like, man, hell, I've been doing pretty well. Which am I going to play in the last week? So, that much. Due to wonderful power outages again in my freaking area. This is getting ridiculous. Not only do I hate, I love Comcast now. My problem is fixed. Now it's AEP. They can suck it. Because I have had nothing but problems lately. It just seems like constantly there's always something. I have mic problems. The mic's getting fixed here in the next couple of days, being shipped right now. And then also, next thing you know is I have power outages. Oh, wonderful. Can't do shows. Supposed to be on a Arc Wrestling last night. And, you know, big shout out to them. You can check out their show on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you're into wrestling and things like that. But, like, just stuff like that has been happening lately. And then now, Mosh is beating me in PvP. This is killing me.
but they're both beating me, so don't worry about it. All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here is your. WoW has something similar. It does.
The Armory.
The Armory. But the Armory took how many years to come out? Secret World puts this out a month into the game. Less than a month into the game. Less than 2 weeks into the game. Really, when you get down to it.
I didn't expect them to do it. That's it. The thing
Yeah.
is, I was shocked by it, and I didn't expect them to do it.
No, this was something that was completely unexpected. So this is my character. And it shows me as, this is Wendy Silk Suyaki. This is my character. And of course I'm a member of Blacklisted, and we'll see that in a minute. And it shows me my top 3 leaderboards. This is in my Cabal, the Cabal. So I am number 8 in the Cabal for killing Revenants. I seem to run into them a lot. I am number 44 on Drog and number 41 in Familiars. So here's my character. I'm level 5 in the Illuminati. My rank is 5. This is my bar right now, so I can see what I'm got loaded. And here's my backup loads right here. Here's my equipment. It's all loaded, and I've checked. It is all correct. And here's, I got 78 missions completed. I've killed 1,948 monsters. I've killed 0 players. Here's that PvP thing. Here's all my achievements, my lore, my titles. It even tells me how far away I am on completing my decks. And, how much of these I've gotten. So I've got, an idea of where I'm at on this. It tells me what my skills are. So I got all of this, so it all appears here. Now I can go to View Cabal. Now I see everybody that's in the Cabal. And I've got it offline. I can actually click on them and actually see their stats. So let's go see.
Check me out.
Let's go see Adam Venom McNull.
What
All right,
a
I'm
name,
up on it.
right? What a name.
So here is Adam's stats. There's Adam's rank. He's only a rookie because he hasn't been able to play enough. It's what he has loaded for his abilities. So he's got, that's his stat lines, etc. Which is pretty, you know, so now I see what he's got.
But you know what? I got thinking about this. You know what's going to really help with this? Is you're going to have that one guy out there that we always seem to run across in the PvP. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that guy's always killing me. What does he have?
Going to the leaderboards, I'm going to choose PvP. I'm going to choose players defeated. I'm going to show global. Hey, look. The best 3 PvPers for killing people are Illuminati. Isn't that interesting to note?
That's interesting.
Even though we suck. And I'm talking to you, Illuminatis out there.
We do.
You all suck ass at getting together and grouping together to get world dominance. You all suck ass. I'm just saying, Templars are whipping our asses. Dragons, we'll talk about you whenever you come relevant. But still, like, Templar are ridiculous on this.
Okay, so now we have Rebecca Vorkin LaCroix, who is the top Templar. And the Cabal is Order of Chaos. I find that kind of amusing that the Templar are Order of Chaos, but, you know, whatever. Now, rank 8, this is what she's got loaded. This is her, what she's got for abilities. Notice now, I can compare and look at her and go, why the hell are you kicking our ass? Look how many. Look at all that. I mean, that's impressive. Level 7s and 6s, almost across the board, except for.
And you can see what the skills are.
Yeah, you can get an idea. You can't see the actual abilities, right? Nope, you can't actually see what she's actually taken. But she's 88% filled of...
gaming.
Yeah, but...
What you got to understand is that I'm in game right now. If you look at the fists, for example...
Yeah.
Or she... is if I pull that up...
Yeah, you can figure it out.
This is very interesting. Have you all done this? At the very top, click your name at the on the right-hand side. And you can set your profile to private. That's very interesting.
Yep. So people don't know that yet, so look now.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I know.
Tell anybody.
But now I can look at my Cabal. And I want to look at, overall, who's got the most experience.
Oh, wow.
So, Positive, make a Positive Pro, who's been on for, every time I log in, Positive's on, has 69 million XP. And we can see now who all the top players are just our Cabal. I can see it also on in the Illuminati and Dragon and et cetera, et cetera.
And this would also help majorly.
There's Mina right there. There's Mina, number 7.
Yeah, I really think that this is going to help out a lot with guild leaders too, because I can be like, okay, well, so you want to be PvP officer? Okay, then tell me. Let me go and look and see what you've done. Oh wow, yeah, you're ranked this. Holy cow, that's freaking ridiculous. Instead of having to go through and do all the work yourself of like writing all this stuff down, see who's got this, you can just look at it and bam, and it's there. That's
no. If you notice, I'm number 60 because I'm highlighted. Welsh is 50.
I mean, where I'm like probably last on the freaking list.
No, you're above last, but Solar is below you, so.
That's right, Solar. You heard it here first. So
But, like, Welsh is number 9 for players defeated. So he's killed 132 people. And he's rank 6, so he's one rank above me.
See, that's just... I cannot wait.
So
That's
players...
definitely...
So our number 1 PvPer in our guild is Leon 1.
Well, Leon 1, listen here. You hold that rank for a little bit, because I'm coming nowhere near that shit.
Say Mosh is 9th.
I'm going to take Marsh and me are a wrecking machine, I will have to say. Like a wrecking machine. We run around together and shit gets done. I think that's why... Marsh, you need to cut me a check.
See, you're only 27th, Adam. I mean, out of 101 people that are in the guild.
Yeah, but still, I haven't got to play in the last week, so
well,
we'll,
yeah,
we'll,
I know.
we'll
So
see
you
what
got,
happens.
23 is respectable for that.
You wait though. I am the immobilizer.
You're beating Akima.
That's right, Akima. You hear that? Quit playing with the horses and play the real game.
You're beating me because I'm a 0. I'm not even on the board. Beating Sweep. Beating Minesweep. You're beating Mac Burns. I mean, you're beating some of our guys that are on a lot. Of course, they're not really playing that PvP that much either.
A lot of people aren't jumping in that. I love it. I love the PvP.
PvP is really good. I just am horrible at it. That's my only thing.
You need to run around with me and Mosh.
Yeah, I do. I would agree with that.
Rex shit.
I'm getting alone and getting ganked by 6 Templars. It's not fun.
Oh no, because you're instantly screwed. Because that's what kills me sometimes is you run around the corner and you're like, oh shit, there's like 80 of them. We need to run this way.
But see, now, the other thing I can do... The other thing is... Okay, so here's my friends list. Oops, I don't want this. I want... Let me go to Overall and go to XP and show my friends. So now here I am with my friends. Now, notice I do have a Templar on my friends list. Because that's from... But now I can see her entire guild, too. So, I mean, I can see who's all in her guild and see, I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, she's got 68 people in her guild, so she's the guild leader, by the way, so that's why
I just want to know who was the largest guilds on the server then.
That would be a good question.
You know, that is a very good question. There's no easy way to determine that I can figure out for sizes.
Actually going individually between guilds and
yeah, I mean, you have to kind of search a little bit for it, but I know
I see 60 like I see a lot of hello. Jeez.
94 for Dominus Leptum, so they're real close to us.
Dude, this one's ridiculous. Look at how many they've got on this one. Check that out. Hold on, I'll send you a link.
What?
Look at that. 388 members. That is
lethality.
lethality.
Okay, that makes sense.
Actually,
that is the largest guild that I've seen.
388. Yep, 388. Pretty impressive. That is you're probably right. And that's an Illuminati guild.
Yeah, and then you have, yeah, that's the biggest that I've seen.
What I want to find I want to find goons, but that's just a personal thing. The other one I know of that's might be pretty hefty, well, it used to be hefty, is, I know there's a lot of people. No, there's not very many people in Defiance. Would be Fallen Angels. Oh, and Hydra Initiative under Dragon. Hydra Initiative has a number of people, I know. Old Timers Guild always has a number of people. See, Old Timers Guild on the Templar side has 155. But they're a three-part guild because they've got a guild for each
I'm not
each faction.
really.
So
I gotta say for this game, I think Adam agreed. I think they brought this game in. It wasn't that big time hype on it because Swotor had it, and this came in from under the radar. I think now it's actually. I think because it didn't have that big hype, nobody is expecting it to do wonders. I think the more people start seeing it, it might very well do wonders.
I thought 7th Legion was supposed to be Templar.
They are Templar, aren't they?
No, they're Dragon.
I have no clue.
I don't know if that's the same group.
Unless they got two factions of the same.
No, that could be that they may have split. It's possible.
But you reckon you agree with that? I know. I think this is the MMO that.
This is definitely a sleeper because, like I said, man, for me, it's like, we'll see about getting it, and things like that. But
we actually are larger than Hydra. That surprises me. We got 3 more members than Hydra Initiative. That's probably one of the largest Dragon Guilds.
I definitely had to say, yeah, this game, if you all haven't checked it out, go check it out.
Yeah. But you get all sorts of. This is really a nice thing, and I like I said. Now it would be nice to know how by just sheer number of members what the big cabals are. I mean, it would be nice to know that. So, but they don't have that in here. So maybe later, because this is technically still only a beta. So we'll see.
Yeah. More to come then.
More to come. All right. Well, that's all I have on my list. Is there any more things that you guys can think of that?
Wrap-up news.
Yeah.
Apart from me asking you guys, you thinking Secret World is going to be? I know Adam said knows is a sleeper MMO, but do you think this game's going to grow? Or do you think it's going to stay at a niche?
It's got to be one of those games where they got to keep pumping out content, though. That's the thing.
It's going to be the killer.
You've got to keep pumping out content. And to be honest with you, I think they can pump out content because I saw a lot of the beta stuff and a lot of stuff wasn't in the beta. And them adding a lot of new stuff in, a lot of new quests and things like that on the side that I didn't see before in the beta. So I think they could possibly do it. The question is, will they do it? So. Well,
they haven't got this headquarters stuff in yet, and that can't be far off.
Yeah, there is the headquarters. The guilds are supposed to be able to build headquarters.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things that they told the guild leaders, that they are going to be able to that we'll be able to define, okay, we are this kind of guild, therefore our building that we build for our headquarters is a nightclub, or is a whatever, because you remember when we chose we chose our guild, we had a specific
what type it was.
We chose what type it was, and we chose Syndicate, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Okay, so our guild building should be tied to that, because that's the way it is in Age of Conan, and I'm thinking this is the way they're going to do it. Is the look of our building is tied to the way that, and location and stuff is tied to what we chose. So as a syndicate, because that's basically a criminal organization, we're going to get the speakeasy for our base. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do. They haven't really said anything about that yet, but I mean, for example, let's just jump to a Cabal again, just that I've got in here. See, now Nugos is a syndicate, so they're going to have some sort of bar. They may end up with some sort of bar. You know, I don't know how... They're a temple, so they're going to get a temple. They're going to get a religious building. You know, and because they're dragon, it's going to be an Oriental temple. If they're Templar, they're going to be, you know, more of the Catholicism look. And if you're a temple and you're a Illuminati, maybe it'll be the New Age. You know, a New Age religion type building. That's what I think they're going to do, but they really haven't defined it yet. I'm hoping that's the way they do it.
Mina says ringleader can change it at any time as well.
Yeah, ringleader, yes, the ringleader, that we can change that, yes. But eventually, if they do have the buildings and they lock down the buildings, that might not be allowed to be changed then, at that point.
Yeah.
That's...
But
Go ahead.
The interesting thing is that they bring that headquarters in and they don't take as long as what Star Trek is taking on it, and they bring it in. I tell you now, that's going to please a lot of people. You think of all the Cabals on here.
Yeah.
Place to hang out at. Could even put like a dueling pitch inside them, couldn't they? You think about it? And training stands, bars.
Well, right now
the
role playing area, besides it's on Arcade, it's Arcadia for the most part, and it's London. London has the 2 bars and the bank. It's a place where everybody's going to be going to.
You know what? I haven't even been to London yet.
Yeah, and
I have not
it's
even.
they've got the 2 bars. They got the 2 bars, the bank, and the clothing shop.
Yeah.
So
yeah, in New York City, where the hell is?
None of that's there, but then that might be where the player characters will be able to do stuff. That's what I'm just saying. I don't know. Throwing that as an idea, you know.
But they do have clothing stuff in New York, and it is...
Well, it's the fashion capital of the world. Yeah, I would hope that they would put clothing stuff in there as a shop, but they didn't yet. So, we'll see. I want to see a lot more clothing options, too. Let's be honest. It took 200,000 plus in game currency to get Silk to look right.
Talking about clothing, you know, since the actual clothing and the outfits are not really mean anything apart from looks, the one thing that does give the play is that each player is not going to look the same.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, there can be diversity in looks.
I found somebody who almost had the same look as Silk, but there was enough differences that you could tell the difference between the 2 characters.
That's the thing that's going to be a key to this game, is you can change your outfit all the time and make yourself look a certain way that you want to look, and it doesn't matter about the gear, because gear is not based towards your clothes.
That's
really freaking awesome. I love it, because it's like the City of Heroes stuff, man, like throwing in certain things and it affects. I love it. Absolutely love it. Still need my freaking gas mask, though. That's killing me.
Well, and you got the decks as well. You unlock the decks and get the clothing sets from there.
Yep. Including the gas mask is in one of those decks.
I know, and I don't want to go down that road with that garbage. I just want the damn gas mask. If anybody out there from FumCom is listening, I just want the damn gas mask. It's Nocturnal Venom. Or not, yeah, that's my, no, it's Adam Venom is my,
character is Adam Venom.
Yeah, my character is Adam Venom. Find me and give me a gas mask. That's all I ever wanted.
I'll check. I'm going to have a look to see if there's any on the item shop for you.
That's all I ever needed. That's all I ever wanted. Forever.
There's glasses.
There's plenty of glasses. You look in the outfits. If it's anywhere, it's in the outfits. And by the way, it shows different outfits for the women compared to the men.
Is that it? Awesome.
So there are differences between the 2. So,
yep. Sorry guys, no thongs for you. You can't run around in thongs.
I found about the skimpiest outfit you could find in this game. I'll say that right now. And it really ain't that skimpy at this point. So,
And what was the adult thing? Did you all see that? The adult, like whenever you go into your account,
yeah.
there's an adult thing in there. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't
Or
really
it's
looked.
a mature thing?
Oh, well, that's the rating of the game. I think.
No. It's some kind of freaking feature
Oh.
that you
It's
click.
not to.
Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. Well, I don't know. We'll look into that later. You know what? I only see the half mask. I don't really see a gas mask. I only see the Necromancer half mask, which is more like a Bane's mask that he's going to have in the movie next week.
Yeah, it's called the mature setting. That's what it is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it has
Not
underneath.
anything.
Yeah, underneath of your account, underneath your account details, it tells you know your username, the account type, and things like that. And below that, you can see where it says mature setting, and it doesn't have anything where you can click it.
Okay.
So I wonder if that's going to be something later on you can see.
Well, that might be. Who knows? Okay, well, anyways, guys, we've only got a couple minutes left, so I don't want to... Well, we keep running over, and Adam has to keep editing, and we don't want to have to do that. So we are going to... So thank you for watching XPLosion. We will be back next week with some more MMO news. Hopefully this week we'll get some more of our shows back up online, since now we've got the new logos and the new intros and things like that, and hopefully we'll get everything back up and going here within the next week or two. And
Yeah, and a big shout out to Karis as well, from Australia, from
Yeah.
Blacklisted.
Yep, yeah, we're Blacklisted is all around the world. There's somebody playing at 24 hours a day in Blacklisted. So if you're interested in joining Blacklisted on Secret World, come on by. We play on the Holdra Shard. So you have to make your character on the Holdra Shard if you're going to be engaged with the PvP. We need more PvPers. We definitely
Yes.
need more PvPers.
We need people to help because we're getting our asses stomped.
Yes.
By the Templars.
The
Only
Templars
Templars
are kicking our butts. Dragons aren't. It's the Templars that are kicking our butts. So come
There
on
you go.
by. We can use you, man. We can use you.
And there you go, guys. We're in the chat for all the show times right there. If you're listening to the audio version of this or the video version, then stop by LagSpike.tv and you can check out show times there when it's live. So there you go.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, and for Adam and Mosh. This is Nebraska Dave, and we're signing off.